Hey guys, welcome to my semi brand new BMW M240i. Picked this up about a month and a half ago, and I'd like to show you guys around and yeah, start it up really quick and I'll do a quick walk around. So I got this at 37,000 miles. Obviously I'm at 42 right now. I've only really had it for a month, but I do a lot of work commute. Got a lot of miles put on it for the first couple of months, first month. But I've done a bit of maintenance on this as well. So, I've done an oil change. Tires balanced to the brakes, both front and rear, and yeah, so this is where we are now. So just a few highlights of this car so far for me. There's like 4 different drive modes. We have like a eco mode. I do sometimes drive this on like the highway. I've got the comfort mode, which is just a normal balanced mode. And then we have Sport and Sport Plus. We'll stay in Comfort for now, just so I can, just vibe for a bit. Comfort mode is more like soft. The previous 2 cars that I've owned, like a Civic and like an Infiniti, this car is definitely a bit stiffer than what I'm used to, but Comfort mode is still like, it's a good softness in comparison to what you get on Sport and Sport Plus. But Sport Plus is like, it is stiffer. It is definitely stiffer, without a doubt. And on a daily basis, like when I'm driving over bumpy roads and stuff like that, because of where I live, you will find some bumpy roads like that. I do like to sit in comfort most of the time, but when I'm doing a bit more of a spirited drive, Sport Plus works really well for me, so can't complain there. This car does have the B58 first gen, Inline-Six makes it's rated for 335 horsepower. I haven't done any dyno, like I haven't actually tested how much power it actually outputs. I hear that BMWs usually, they underrate their power figures. I'm not too sure if that's true. I'm gonna be honest, but that's what it's rated for. It does mostly feel like that, so I believe him. It makes 335 horsepower, and I don't have the torque number on my head right now, but it is a lot torqueier than what I'm used to. It is very, I don't know, it feels very quick in comparison to what I'm used to anyway. The car is not light. It's got weight, especially since this is the convertible version, not the coupe version. So the coupe version is a bit lighter, and since it's a bit more of a rigid chassis because of the absence of a soft top, it's a lot more rigid, and because of that, it handles better. That does beg the question, like, why did I not just get the coupe? But honestly, I might take this to a track one day, but I'm not taking this to the track like all the time. I might only do it like once or twice, and for the most part, this is just gonna live in my daily commutes. It's gonna spend most of its time looking at the rear of another car, since Georgia traffic. All of the more like spirited driving is gonna be like on back roads or maybe on the occasional track, but like that's about it. So I don't really need a crazy amount of performance. I know what I'm looking for, basically. There's no question of what I want out of this car. I don't need anything super performant. When I was actually looking for another car, I was originally looking at an M2 or maybe an M4 as one of those cars, but then I kind of realized, like, M cars are great. They're awesome. They have great performance. and you know they're really good cars, really good sports cars. But me personally, I'm not really. I want the performance, but I kind of want a really good daily experience. You know, I want a I kind of want to just be able to drive this thing in daily traffic without really having to think about it. And when I want to, I can flip a switch and I can go and do some, you know, some spirited driving, and it'll be all good. And for me, I don't know. I just know what I was looking for. I just know what I'm looking for. And when I got this and I have done my commutes and I have taken this on a back road, it has been like, I was like, this is what I was looking for. This is it. This is the cohesive product I was looking for. This is good. And not many people are into the M Lights or the M Performance cars, you know, because they're like, oh, it's not an M car. And to be honest, I don't want an M car. That's not what I'm looking for. I would love to drive one at any point. If I get the opportunity to drive an M car, I would love to, and experience what an M car is like and why they're highly regarded as performance cars. But I don't know, for me, I just know that on the daily experience, like, it'll be cool to have, like, I get bonus points from other enthusiasts that are like, hey, this guy's got an M2 or this guy's got an M4, and that would be cool. But honestly, I just don't see much of a gain out of that. So yeah, I decided to go with an M Performance car, and so far I'm pretty happy with it. I honestly can't complain. I haven't pushed it to the absolute far limit yet. I've gone like maybe 80% or 70% of what that actually is. But yeah. Oh, cool Porsche. You know, I don't know too much about classic Porsches, but they do interest me. I would love to learn more about them. I think it's pretty cool. All right, from this point, I'm gonna go windows down. All right, so gotta kick it into sport mode, just for the sake of it. So sport mode changes the it gives you two options with it. You could actually configure it. Oh, whoops. Well, I would configure it, but too late now. It gives you two options. So you get the drivetrain, sport drivetrain, and you also get sport chassis. Chassis just stiffens up everything. I usually, if I want that, I would usually go into Sport Plus, so I don't have that on. I just have it configured for drivetrain. It opens up the flaps on the exhaust. The transmission tuning is a bit more aggressive with this 8-speed. And yeah, I think those are all the things that happen with sport mode. So yeah, it's I don't find myself sitting in sport mode too often, because usually when I want to be in like a sport, like a spirited drive type mode, I'm usually on Sport Plus, because that gets the full stiffness, the full aggressiveness that I want, and it's usually enough for me. So yeah, that's what I usually do. Why are we not going? What? That person should have gone. I don't know why they didn't. Now, if I'm going to be entirely honest, I generally prefer to, when I'm doing spirited driving, I prefer to manually control the gears. And luckily, this gives me full control over them. You can push this over into sport mode on the transmission, and that puts the transmission into sport mode. And it'll do a bit more. It'll do some downshifts, some blippy downshifts. It'll do, there we go. It'll do all the stuff that I expect it to do. But me personally, I always prefer to manually control them. So you have two options to do it. You can flick back or forward the shifter, and that'll automatically switch it to manual mode. If you set it in sport mode and then you use manual mode, it'll stick in that mode until you switch it back to drive. And it'll stay locked to manual mode, which is pretty nice. And it's just pretty quickly. This is I've had a manual transmission, and then I've had a 7-speed from the Infinity. Oh, this thing shifts way faster than. This thing shifts way faster than I'm used to, and it is pretty cool. Now I know there are some tunes that you can do that make it shift faster, and that's for a completely different sort like video or discussion, I guess. But yeah, it's pretty satisfying. Sport Plus, I don't know if it can be picked up on the camera, but it does crank up the pops. They're more like burbles. You also get a bit of like a snap in between. At least I call it a snap. I don't know if you call it like a burble or what, but when you're pushing it a bit and you shift, it'll do a bit of like a burp, or I don't know. A snap is what I would call it. Let's see if I can put my phone back on. Okay. I love the sound that this engine makes. The B58 sounds absolutely beautiful. Cool Lexus RC, and that had a bit of a stance too. But it's got a bit of a like a turbo sound. The boost usually kicks in around like, I want to say 3,000 to 3,500 RPM. One day I'll do another video with the top down, but that day is not today, even though it's a pretty nice day out. Today's just not that day. Maybe another time. But the top down experience is part of the reason why I bought the car. I will save the discussion for how that is once again in whatever other video I make on this. Likely I'll take it to a back road, see what happens. It's another BMW. It's like a 3 Series. No super spirited back roads today, really. Just wanted to make a video saying, hey, I got this car. This is what I like about it. And I'm pretty happy with it. My next video will likely be maybe with a top down and a back road somewhere. And I'll talk a bit more in detail about some things about the car and, you know, some things I've had to do, and stuff like that. My whole goal is pretty much to just document my journey with this car. You know, I don't expect any really big traffic through any of these videos, but hey, if you do end up liking what I post here, feel free to stick around, look out for my next video, and have a good one. Peace out.